What's going on, Patriots, all the rest of you bastards out there? It's Redneck coming to you again. I just finished moving some of them sheep around, moved some chickens, got them on some fresh grass. Well, what grass we got growing right now this time of year, but, watch a nice little sunset back off over yonder. And, figured I'd go on and throw out another one of these here videos. About 10 months ago, or thereabouts, I think it was March. We were assured by the current sitting president that we would not be sending, tanks, fighter jets, especially, not manned by American crew members to Ukraine, because that would be, World War III. Don't get it twisted. I don't know what you're thinking, but if we do that, then that's the start of World War III. Well, here we are 10 months later. Oh, we're sending tanks over there. Oh, they're saying 31. Okay. Well, the first aid package was what? And then that wasn't enough. So then they sent another aid package. And then that wasn't enough. And it's escalated and escalated and escalated. They didn't put a stop to them, and so they're throwing more and more stuff at them. Didn't put a stop to the Russians, and they've been throwing more and more and more. And now pretty much all of NATO's on board with throwing these tanks over to Ukraine. The Leopard 2s, the Challengers, all that mess. From what I have seen, my best guess is that right now, somewhere in around 400, or pretty close to 400 or so, of these new modern tanks are being shipped over to Ukraine. And that's from all the NATO countries combined. Even some little small ones that you don't even think nothing about, that's part of NATO, that's got, that's got German, built equipment and all that kind of stuff. Some of these little countries are basically totally demilitarizing and sending their equipment over. Now, here's the thing. Who has air superiority over there? Over Ukraine right now? Sure the fuck ain't Ukraine. So let me ask you this. How effective do you think that armor is going to be without air dominance? Because this is a massive escalation. And all them folks all them boys that Russia called up, they really ain't even made it on the battlefield yet. When they was talking about they're mobilizing all these guys, it takes a while from the time you issue out the call up, to get your reserves and, your, I guess we'll just call them your reserves and your conscripts. By the time, so you call them up, you got to get them, you got to go through some training, refresher, for the prior service guys, that are still, fit for service. You got to get everybody up to speed. That takes a little while. Get them equipped, and then get the logistics worked out, and then you get them out in the field. Who's going to be operating this armor we're sending over there, and the NATO countries as well? You think it's going to be some fucking Ukrainians sitting in that fucking Abrams? I don't see that happening. You think it's going to be Ukrainians sitting in them Leopard 2s that's got the, German shit all over it, and motherfuckers don't know shit about German? I mean, sure, you could start training them, we could train them and all that stuff, and, I suppose you could have crew members, you know, but you know, an advisor, yeah, we know how that worked out, right? Well, with the lack of air dominance, this armor starts getting chewed up. Then I could see, well, if Russia doesn't just outright say fuck it, you know, enough's enough. You know, we're at war with you guys, or you guys are at war with us, and you know, all bets are off, and you know, we're going scorched earth. If they don't do that, when this armor hits the ground, they start chewing this armor up, then it's going to be like, well, we got to establish, we got to help them establish air dominance. And then now you're going to have all your, you know, they've already sent some fighter, you know, some of the foreign countries have sent their fighters, you know, some of their jets over, some of their MiG. I think Germany sent some over, didn't they? Maybe they sent some MiG-29s or something like that over there. I can't recall. It's a little fuzzy. It's been a little while ago, and there's been a lot of information and news that's come out since then. But I mean, are we going to get to the point to where we're sending, you know, F-35s over there? I mean, you know, if they're not grounded, you know, because like, you know, computer chip failures and, you know, from the Chinese chips and, you know, that kind of shit. Or F-16s, yeah. We're going to start sending a bunch of F-16s and F-15s and all that stuff over there too to you know, try to establish that. We're going to let them have, we're going to send some F-22s over there too or whatever. I mean, where does it stop? I seen a report, and I don't know how, you know, I'm not 100% sure on this, on where they sourced it, but, and I have not, you know, 100% verified it yet, which, hell, that being the case, I probably shouldn't even fucking talk about it, but I saw where supposedly a Navy SEAL got killed over there, and the Pentagon said they was a deserter. Okay. Well, if you guys know a little bit more about that, put that down there in the chat. All of this to say, you know, 7.5 minutes just to say that we are on the north side of a coin toss of staring at Armageddon in 6 months. I mean, that's it. You know, this shit keeps progressing. Within 6 months, we're going to see strategic nukes flying. Well, north side of 50%, I say. I don't know about you guys, but I sure as shit don't want to see that. And I thought for sure, and maybe it's happening and it's just not getting any coverage, but I would figure for sure, with what's at stake, there would be, you know, a little bit of protesting happening, you know, like calling for peace. But I guess all the non-working folks that, you know, that can afford, you know, that's getting all that foundation money and government money and all that stuff, hell, I guess they're all for it. I guess they're all for going to war with Russia. I don't think it's a good one. You know, I don't see that being any sort of in our interest whatsoever. Ukraine is a cesspit that they have used to launder money and operate human trafficking infrastructure out of. That's all this, that's it. And these fuckers are willing to burn they're willing to burn the entire world down to, you know, to keep that coming out, protect it, you know, prop it up, you know, further that World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab agenda. You know, things are getting pretty bad, you know, as far as what's likely to start, what's becoming likely to happen. And this isn't even anything, maybe it is somehow related, to the financial crisis that's been set in motion that has not even begun to be realized yet. That train's off the tracks, man. The cars are tipping over, but we're in the caboose, man. We're in the back end watching this thing, and most folks can't even see that the train's derailed yet. They're rolling along thinking everything's hunky dory, but man, this whole thing, man. Yeah, it's I don't know. I guess I've had a feeling, I've had a mentality for quite a while, been a bit fatalistic about some things, and just had the attitude of, if you ain't awake and you don't see what the fuck's going on, then at this point you about deserve what you get. And I'm trying to do my best not to look at things like that. That's kind of why I'm starting to make these videos again, because the sense of urgency, that I feel. And, I don't know, just feel like I need to, if nothing else, start throwing my voice out there again. Anyway, we got some more chores to try to get done. Y'all have a good one.